Okay, everybody, it is time to do the Snow Tag Tuesday. I'm sorry I didn't have it up earlier. I was waiting till my honey got home from work. These questions this week come from our friend Suzanne from Suzanne's Bright Lines, and her channel is going to be down in the description bar with everyone else who's participating. So go check them out and just hang out tonight and have a good time. All right, this is an eclectic mix of questions, so let's get started. See if you can answer some of these too. Number one, if you were forced to move because of extreme weather conditions, events, where would you choose?
Okay, I'd have to be forced, right? That's what this is. If you were
He
forced.
doesn't want to move.
No.
Right.
They'd have to force me somewhere of their choosing because I can't choose. This is where I am. This is where I like.
Okay, he likes the
Oh, that's
desert.
right.
We live in the desert.
I said I would move to the pool.
So you wouldn't move to maybe Hawaii?
Hawaii
Yeah,
rains a lot.
it does.
Real
And there's a
humid.
volcano nearby too, and that scares me.
Pretty expensive.
Yeah, it's very expensive. I don't know. We're really acclimated to the desert. I think if we had to move, it would probably be somewhere else in the Southwest, like maybe Arizona or New Mexico.
All right.
Something like
All right,
that.
New Mexico. It's got a real artsy feel to it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And Arizona has a lot of scorpions, and so I'm a little
So
iffy on
you're
that one.
used to
We
it?
have scorpions here too, though, but apparently they have them, like tons of them. So, but anyway, yeah, I'd probably have to be in the Southwest again.
I'd be forced.
Number two, who is your go-to person when you're feeling overwhelmed? Oops. When I'm feeling overwhelmed, I pray a lot, and that really helps me. I go to the Lord, and
Jesus.
when He listens to me, I know that, and so I feel so much more calm after I do that. But if I need somebody that I could see next to me, then my honey definitely fits the bill.
My honey.
He's objective. I don't feel like he's going to judge me.
No judge.
And so you're my
Yeah,
guy here
You're my
too.
gal.
Thank you.
My go-to gal.
Number three, what is your favorite self-care go-to when you find a day to yourself?
Okay.
I like going to the spa once in a while, but it's very expensive. And so that's not really the only way that I kind of calm down. I like to hang out at the bookstore. I like to read. I go through the cookbooks, and I love decorating books and craft books, and I could spend all day there, or the library. I love the library as well. You know, I've worked in several different libraries, many of them in my life in different ways. So I really came to love the atmosphere of having all that information at my fingertips. Right. How about you?
Me, I can't even comprehend a day to myself, but when I have some time to myself, I like to work out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He does like to work out, and he likes to sleep.
And I like to
If
sleep.
if he has the time. I don't blame him. He works real hard.
Love sleeping.
Number four, with the push to go electric, would you buy a new car or would you use public transport?
Public transport.
If we had
is
better
scary.
public transport, I would do that. But yeah, public transport where we live here, oh my goodness, yeah, it is scary. You meet all kinds, and remember when we were from a small town, right, in California where we met, and they used to have this thing called Dial-A-Ride before they had public transport. And so the city ended up pulling together their money, and they bought a bunch of these cars. They were like old cars, but anyway, they were all like sky blue colored, and they hired all these drivers. And what you did was it would cost like $1 for a ride, right? You'd call them up if you needed a ride, and it would be like $1 anywhere in the city. Right? So it was some sort of supplemented ride program. But the problem with that is that you had to share the ride with whoever else they picked up. So they could pick up 2 or 3 other people in the car with you. You kind of have to wait like a bus to drop them off, or whoever was first or whatever, and you don't know who it was. And one time I remember I was in the car with this guy that was driving, and we were alone, and it was evening. I was going home after class one day, and he started talking about something about how, I don't know, he was, they were looking, something happened with his girlfriend at one point, and they thought he killed her or something like that.
No.
And I was like, wow, this is not worth it for $1. You know, it's just like, this just scared me to death. I'm like, let me out. I don't think I did that again. I think I took my chances riding a bike home at that time of night. Hopefully he wasn't out driving. But anyway, it was weird. Yeah, anyway, I got off, sorry. Did you answer that?
Yeah, public transport is scary.
Yeah, I would say if they had anything other than buses, I would do public transport.
I guess there's a push to go electric, but I'm not really feeling the.
I think they need to
heat.
work out some of the bugs in
Yeah.
it. The batteries are costing way too much to have to replace, and then with the energy crisis, so to speak, I guess there are some places that are actually closing down the energy charging stations.
Charging? Mhm.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to buy an electric car and then get into a pickle as far as that goes. So there are some current concerns that I have with that. But yeah, anyway, I'm kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with that. Number 5, do you prefer DIY, do it yourself, or trade person to do jobs around the house?
I prefer a trade person.
I prefer a trade person too, but Honey is getting really good about fixing things himself. And he's becoming a jack of all trades.
Got a lot of
and
practice.
It's very impressive. Yeah, so he's modest, but he's done really well. Let's see, number 6, do you have a grab and go bag? And I'm taking that to mean like for maybe a catastrophe or an emergency event, something you just grab and it's got, stuff
Grab
in it
and go.
Yeah.
We have grab and go supplies.
Right. I haven't actually put them in a bag. I think maybe I should do that.
But they're like categorized and alphabetized. And
Well-
we could grab what we needed pretty darn easy.
Right,
I mean,
and then that's the next question is what would you put in it? And I would say copies of emergency documents, flashlight, I
First
bet,
aid.
yeah, a radio of some sort that's a hand crank or something, which I do have.
emergency blanket.
First aid, emergency blanket, and then our pets. We
A little
would
bit
need,
of dog food.
yeah, and our food as well. Some things that we can cart around, protein bars, things like that. A little bit of water. What else? A little bit of protection of some type. You don't know what you're going to come across. So there's some things right there that I think, but yeah, we're kind of stuck in the middle of nowhere. So where we live, it's like hours through the desert anyway, all
Either
the way
direction,
around.
any
So
direction.
it's like, I don't know if maybe staying put for us is probably the better thing to do. Number 8, what are you reading or listening to right now? I'm all over the place.
You got a bunch of
It's
stuff.
so-
I saw a stack of books in the Hoover room.
Yeah, I'm very, very, I am consistently going through a ton of books. And number 1, I'm going through, go through the Bible within a year. So there's like a plan that I have, and you read like 4 chapters of 4 different books every day. But so that I'm reading consistently. But I mean, there's another Bible study I'm doing, and then there's I read cookbooks like all the time, and then I'm reading a book. It's like a novel. I don't like fiction, but if it has a lot of historical, background in it, then I enjoy it. And it's called Winter Wheat. It's about a farming family during the Depression, I think. And that, I think, is very interesting because it has a lot of, real life facts, I think, even though it's fiction.
Cool.
Yeah, and then I'm reading a book about women artists, and how they found their inspiration, to make the things that they make and stuff. And I love reading stuff like that. But so I'm kind of all over the place. Then I'm reading a lot about nutrition and health and things like that. So anyway, how about you?
Me, I listened mostly to a guy today talk about how to lose that last 5 to 10 pounds of your goal weight. And so I didn't quite finish it, so I guess I am listening to it. I'm in the process of listening to.
I do like books that you can listen to because I can get through them faster that way. I haven't done that for a bit, so I might have to maybe download one and do that. I tend to, whenever I do that and I get like a book on audio, I have to listen to it at least like 3 times because I feel like I do miss stuff. You ever do that when you're like listening and then you start thinking about, I don't know, sandcastles on the beach or something.
Matching
and then you
socks.
come back and you're like, oh man, what did I miss?
Right.
Yeah, exactly. So that happens to me when I do the audio books. Okay, number 9, when was the last time you did something spontaneously without feeling guilty regarding work, children, or spouse? I had coffee with one of my friends and we stayed out. Honey watched the kids and we stayed out talking. You ever have a friend like that? You've got like, you feels like you talked 20 minutes, but 5 hours have gone by and it's like really fast. I have a friend like that and it's really neat because they closed. They told us they were closing. That's why we left. Otherwise, we'd probably still be there talking today. But yeah, so that I didn't feel guilty at all about it. It was just wonderful. And then we took these, I didn't show you that picture. We took a picture to remember how much we enjoy spending time together. And we took a picture, we were sitting by the window. It was a picture of our shadows sitting at the table.
How cool.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. I'll put it in here. But that was that day. I didn't feel bad about that at all. It was really great. What about you?
I've been planning on buying a truck for some time, but I guess it was kind of spontaneous when I did it.
Oh, yeah. You didn't feel
Kind of.
bad about that at all. It's like, he needed one. Well, actually, I have to insert here. We got into a car accident.
Not really.
Well, we were in the truck. We were coming home from the store. We had to get something. We're on the highway. This was a couple weeks ago or so. And I could swear the guy that was in the car fell asleep.
He fell asleep.
He fell asleep. I know that. And he came over and he hit us on the side.
He rubbed up against us.
Yeah, and so
like,
we were like,
"What?
what in the world?"
What?
So we're trying to get away from him without going into the other lane because this is the highway. And he came and he hit us again. And he wouldn't like move away. And then he hit us a third time.
Well, he came at us a third time. Kinda
Yeah.
hard. I thought it was road rage.
No, he was asleep,
coming
so
at
it
us,
didn't.
but-
He didn't wake up until the last hit, and then he kind of felt like he got stuck to our truck or something. So we kind of
Maybe so.
glided
Yeah.
over to the wall, and I think it was a real miracle because if he hadn't, now he didn't mess up our truck too much, but his car got pretty smashed up. But it was time for us to get a new one anyway, and the other one's in the shop. So Honey's gonna give me his. Because he got a new one, so I get to get his old one, and that's fine. I like it. But anyway, I know that sounds funny, but it's a nice truck still. But yeah, I think if that guy hadn't hit us, he would have slept, and we were going around a curve. He would have ran right into the
we were
wall.
coming up to a
Probably
curve.
would
Yeah.
have killed himself.
Yeah,
So
he would have kept
yeah,
going.
It's kind of good that it worked out the way it did.
Such a hot day.
Yeah, but the kids got scared because he kept hitting us so many times. So they were in the car screaming. They were in the truck screaming, and that's never good. You know, when you hear your kids screaming like that out of fear, that was just sad.
Yeah,
But anyway.
pretty sad.
Yeah, that's the truck thing. Anyway, back to number 10.
Yes.
What made you smile today? My honey, first thing in the morning, he brings me coffee, makes me smile.
And that smile made me smile.
Every time I look at his face, I have to smile.
You have a pretty smile.
Thank you. The kids made me smile today.
That is unique.
Yeah, sometimes they make me frown, but no, they do make me
Grimace.
smile an awful lot. I get a kick out of their arguments with each other. They're funny. Anyway, yeah, pretty funny. So that is it. Thank you, Suzanne, for these questions. It was nice to spend a little moment with you guys. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Oh.